Oh, I'm not feeling too good right now. I was just trying to go to the Nether. Don't all untap when you're in the portal. Ugh. Ugh. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 5. Oh yeah, check it out, we're in the Nether. You've seen the Nether Hub, lots of positive feedback on this. People love it. It's going to get even better today because I want to finish this project now. I want the inside of here to be finished. And when I say finished, I actually mean I want to get this part over here done, and I want the lava to come down the sides here. What's going on? We got some red grass. I knew it. I knew it, people. As I went to say that word, I said, you say the wrong one, and so I did. Glass. Glass is the word. We got some red glass, we got some orange glass, and yellow, and when you stand on top of them and look through them, it looks kind of cool. It's got an effect about it, which I really like. You can see streaks of orange very faintly and some stronger yellows below them. But when there's nothing but lava down there below that yellow, it's going to look so good. In fact, just down here, it looks like maybe we could get lucky, and actually it's quite thick. I wanted to tear some of this away so we could sort of look down and see. In fact, yeah, let me just dig for a second so we can do that. Alright, let's take a look. I've just done some digging. We can kind of see a little bit of it here. Let's jump across. Right, wow, that's not a lot to work with, but how cool does that look? That's what we're going to see when we look down. We're going to see lava at the bottom, and then we're going to see that yellow, orange and red effect above it. It's going to be so cool. Lava is going to be dripping down the sides as well, so we will see that going over to the side, and that'll go all the way down to the lake at the bottom, so nothing but orange down there. Oh, it's going to be superb, people. I'm really excited for it, and we are going to try and do as much of this as we can right now, because I've been live streaming, got more live streaming to do, and in those streams I've been going around and gathering sand which we can smelt into glass. I'm basically really prepared for this. And we've also been digging some tunnels for transport as well, which I think we're going to finish off if I could talk properly later today. So we've got one that leads to the witch farm. I was over there, not getting enough redstone from it in my opinion. And we've got another one that leads almost to the desert. It leads to the end portal at the moment, so it'd be nice to finish those up as well. Lots to do. That's just the beginning of this episode though. We'll get up to a lot more, but I want to start off by doing this Nether Hub. Speaking of sand, I didn't realise just how much of this stuff I collected. That is kind of bonkers. This furnace setup, by the way, it kind of sucks. Look at that. It's really strange that the sand coming through doesn't go into the same slot. I don't understand that. But here's the thing. It puts sand in faster than it can actually smelt it, which means then it's going to back up into the hopper, and once the sand stops going into the system, those hoppers back there are going to be locked by default. So maybe you need some additional redstone that says if there's items in the chest, then this circuit here should be working, but that's going to make it super complicated. And you know what, I might just tear this thing out and simplify it at some point, but as of right now I'm just going to stand here, make sure we get all this sand smelted. You might not believe it, but we pretty much used up all of that glass on this. We've got all of the red, the orange and the yellow in place. It's looking seriously cool. Had a little bit of a problem with these villagers. A couple of them decided to escape. And you know what, we need to sort out a proper place to put them. I'm thinking for now what I might do is just hide them over to the side behind that portal over there. And all of the glass is in place. We're going to go down and mine away the nether axe so you can see the yellow and orange. And I'm going to have a quick chat to you while we do that as well. You see, I uploaded a video to my second channel. I talk about what I do on my second channel a lot, but this is no normal video. This is a video of me playing guitar, which I have been wanting to do for ages, and not a sort of sat down one like I've done before. This is me standing up in my room playing one of my favourite songs to play on guitar, and of course I want to let you know about it. Check out the description box down below. There'll be a link to that video. Go check it out. It's something that I'm going to be doing in the future now. I'm going to be uploading regular guitar covers to my second channel. I'm aiming for once a week. That should be pretty reasonable to do, and I'm really looking forward to it. I just wanted to say though, I was super nervous recording that video. It really got to me, the idea of being recorded, and it actually took me like 3 hours of playing to finally be happy with something. And then I uploaded the video feeling a little bit bluesy, a little bit, oh, this isn't good enough, you know. And then I had tons of wonderful feedback from people. So for all of you people who left comments and all of that on the video, really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I'm super looking forward to recording some more now. And I'm hoping I'll get used to it with time, as I kind of have a little bit of stage fright when I'm playing guitar in front of anyone really, even a camera. I always get a bit freaked out and find it hard to play. Anyway, check that out. Orange, red and yellow all done. But we're not really seeing the look of this room just yet. I've got to move these villagers out of the way for starters. The look of the room is really going to come into play when we drop the lava down the sides. So all of that is going to have that lava effect, and below us as well, of course, we need to see the lava. So I still have an insane amount of digging to do. This project is just crazy. Look at these picks, they're worn out. Look at these chests, they're full up. I've got seven chests for Tango Tech, and there's more to come. There's more to come. I need to go and repair my tools first of all. But let's take a little look, a little preview. I kind of wanted to look down and it all be gone. But there it is, there's the lava, and I think I've relogged, and one of those blocks down there has appeared. It's looking alright so far. Remember though, there's going to be a big reveal later when we drop the lava curtain down the side all the way to the bottom. And I filled in the walls here because I kind of figured that if you're standing on the floor below, a ghast could shoot you at some points. Villagers are gone as well. They now have a little hiding place back here. That wasn't too much of a pain to move them. However, some of them went through this portal in the middle to the overworld, and I got a confession to make. I killed them, okay? It was too much of a pain to bring them back through. Anyway, let's head to the end. Let's go repair some items. And on the way there, I've got a poll for today's video. And that is, did you like the guitar video? Do you want to see more of them? If you haven't seen it already, which I talked about earlier, pause the video, go check it out. Link in the description box, and then leave a vote when you're done. But it'd be nice to get some feedback. I've already had tons of positive feedback already. I imagine we will, without a doubt, continue doing them, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Anyway, yeah, let's go to the end, let's repair these items, and I'll see you in a moment. This next part of the Nether Hub requires us to concentrate a fair bit, requires me to concentrate. Down below you will see it's all been removed, and now there's nothing but lava. It's cool, I like it, but we can see a few other things going on as well. That reminds me, I need to kind of look straight down here. I think, yeah, that little bit of pathway comes into our space, which means the lava that lands on it will flow over the edge. I want this to perfectly hit the lava on all the floors. But the way that we're going to do that is we're going to start off over on this side. We've got to position some lava buckets. So it'd be a good idea if I actually pick these lava buckets up first so we could place them, because we don't want the lava to flow down in front of the portal. In fact, I'm probably going to end up using all of those. We want them to be below us. Now the red glass here extends out underneath the obsidian, which means that we can pick this up, we can put some down here, and then put this back again. What we also need is to have all of these spaces cleared on all the sides, because then we're going to start breaking these blocks and letting the lava flow down, which I might do a little bit of right now, but right now we're just going to assess what's going on here. So we need 5 lava buckets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they need to be right there. Okay, that's good. They flow out to the side. That was to be expected. That would actually mean that I only need to use 3. And I might as well save myself the hassle of going and looking for all of this stuff. Excellent. Then we break this here. And there. That flows down. It's kind of crazy working with lava like this. And then we replace our floor, which one day will not be netherrack. Very good. Now we walk through here, and we can see it going straight down. Oh, it's already reached the bottom. Wow. That's looking seriously cool. Okay, that bit on that side's going down. This side is done. And that looks superb. I really like that, actually. I can't wait to see it going the whole way around, because then we'll have a really strange sense of where this is and what it is, because right now you can sort of see some definition when you look down and around. Next one I'm going to do is over on this side. I'll tell you what I need to do. I actually need to patch up the glass here because I've left some openings. So we've got iJevin's little way through our hub there. And over here we've got the way that we've been going through the hub. What we're going to do now is simply have our tunnel a little bit more central to where our portal is. Jevin can go off to one side like this, and then our regular tunnel can go off to the other side over there. There's an interesting view from down here because you can kind of see part of the hub, but when it's finished it's going to look so bonkers because there's just going to be this lava curtain dropping all the way down. Oh, it's going to look so good. And just down here we have this little walkway. This was me, by the way, and I believe it was when I was hunting some glowstone. Now I don't want to look down and see that in one corner there's a lava source missing, so as I go through here I am going to actually do this one block at a time, like that, just in case it's a problem. And we can also fill all the buckets back up down here as well, because there's tons of lava around. This next bit will be interesting. I've gone round, prepared all of the sides, and that is now all ready for us to break the blocks above. Thing is, there's lava up there. There's nowhere for us to stand down below. I think the way that I'm going to do this is actually just drink this potion of fire resistance and end up swimming around in the lava. So let's chuck this thing. Maybe I can do the full way around in one go. So I guess I've got to swim up here. Being able to see where you're digging might be very problematic as well, because currently I can't see what's above me really. But I can just about make out where I'm breaking the nether axe. If I move around like this, maybe we'll get the job done. Look at that, people! It's done! It's finished, and it's absolutely crazy looking. And of course, there had to be a ghost block that I didn't get to, floating down there underneath the yellow. That's just a mission for another day. This looks seriously cool. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And our next thing to do is to probably focus on this portal in the middle. I feel like it takes up a lot of the room, and I deliberately... Is this Silk Touch? It is not. I had to put myself out of fire, so I went through a portal, and there's just a crowd of pigmen here. Like, what are you playing at? Why are there so many of them here? That's really strange. Yeah, I came through the portal so we could use this bucket of water in the overworld, and that is just bizarre. Just bizarre. Anyway, oh, okay, so this portal now links to that one. That's really strange. That is really, really strange. I don't know why that would change. Anyway, I think I was talking about having a Silk Touch pick. I need that because we're going to break the glass here. I have intentionally designed these floors with a 3-block gap between them, which means we can add more nether portals and have like sub-layers to this. And I think the one in the middle should be a sub-layer so that when you walk into this area, you don't have that in the middle of the room obstructing the view. It's going to be down by one. So somewhere down here we're going to need to build a staircase that comes from the orange floor, and even when I look down it kind of looks like yellow is the next one, but no, there's orange first of all, and it's going to go from here to the next one. So if we have a look at that, it's 3 blocks high. That means we can break this stuff and put our portal in the middle. What I think I'm also going to do is fill in the corners. Yeah, it's going to look odd if I don't fill in the corners. That looks really odd, doesn't it? It doesn't look right. I've accidentally made it a little bit wider than it's supposed to be. How did that happen? I bet you there was another ghost block right on the edge. Oh man, I should have thought to have relogged. I reckon I'll fix that during a live stream. I reckon what I'll do is grab some fire potions, some rockets so I can fly around and find a way to get down there and basically build a pillar from that bit down to the bottom and remove it, and then everything should be nice and pristine. I want it to be nice and pristine, okay? Our hub has a very minimalist vibe about it, and I'm going to need your help with things that we can put in this area. I do also want to say that quartz kind of looks great in here between the red and the orange. Bam, how's that for covering up some of the obsidian? Not a lot of it. I guess it stops things spawning on there, but then they'll just go and spawn on these ones, won't they? I'm not too fussed about pigmen spawning in here. It's definitely nice to not hear a lot of grunting, but that's how we get down between this floor and that floor. And if I put other things on these floor, I don't know at the moment. If you've got any ideas for this room though, feel free to share them. I can't help but feel some abstract objects made out of quartz just floating around in these floors might do the trick and make it look a little more interesting here. This definitely looks nicer, and I'm a fan of the quartz. It is a little bit odd though, but I like where this is going. So it's time to move on and do something different, and you might have expected what we're about to do. As we've been preparing for this, it's time to build Scar's storage system. This is going to be a big old build because the amount of materials that we need. Now Scar messaged me telling me that he got all the hoppers, the droppers and the observers. I was actually in the middle of getting all of those myself. As you can see here, I've been farming loads and loads of jungle wood for the hoppers, and I'd gotten all of the droppers and pretty much most of the observers in place. So if we open this chest, you can see everything that we need's there now. However, I'm not sure what Scar did with all of this stuff, because he told me that he had crafted it all up, and I had done it as well. So now Scar probably has an insane amount of droppers just lying around, and observers as well. But anyway, it means that we can go ahead and build this thing, right? I mean, we've got all the materials. I think we're ready to go. I hope I haven't missed anything. You're going to have to wish me luck, because this is probably going to take me a very long time. So I am following Nembomb's tutorial, and we start off with a bit of redstone down the bottom here. And I actually really like this because we've got an anchor point, and that anchor point is just over here with the lamp, which I don't actually have for this bit. I ran out of lamps, believe it or not, but there's supposed to be a lamp here, and from that we can create a kind of reference point to the rest of the redstone. And this is the first step just to get this level done right here. We also have absolutely zero space available to us below this. As you can see, there's part of Scar's build, so I'm very glad I built this at the right height, and I've made the smart idea to change out the grass with some slabs for the redstone to go on top of. So if for ever any reason this stuff needs to be changed, Scar can see where the redstone is by identifying the slabs, which is going to be our building block for this. So I'm about to go around the corner and repeat this for the next 3 sections because it's going to be identical on each side, but I'm also thinking we should probably spam some torches here around the redstone for the wire that gives out the lighting updates, as that might cause some lag. So we're going to be putting a lot of torches down here as well. You can also tell that Scar's been over here and dropped off these resources because he's left behind some cats that have been meowing at me the whole time, but I've got to admit it, they're pretty cute and adorable, ain't they? So I'm plastering this thing with torches. We're going to need a lot of these, as I accidentally activated this thing a moment ago and it started lagging with not a lot of redstone in place, which is kind of terrifying. If I remove this torch, the thing will activate, and it should start. There we go, that clock over there goes, and it's kind of making the game a little bit stuttery, which is really not good. You might not see it on OBS. I'm getting around 75 FPS yet I can feel it stuttering, which is not a good start. Let's put that back there and turn that thing off. It'll come back eventually because we've got this very slow redstone comparator clock right here. So there's been some complications. You can see that I've sort of repeated the circuit, but you might notice that it's different over here from in the other places. And maybe it also just looks like a load of redstone everywhere. Yeah, it kind of looks like a lot of things, right? Well, it turns out that the tutorial that I'm following isn't the same as the example in the world save. So I'm trying to build a system, yet the tutorial tells you to build something different, and that's made it really confusing. So I'm now trying to go and build this off of the main system, which we have also adapted to make smaller. So that's a recipe for disaster. If we end up with this system not working, I can look back to this point and I can go, yep, I saw that coming. Alright, this is kind of like a little bit of a reveal because wow, you get a real sense of scale now for this room. All of these stone blocks you're looking at the front here, they're going to be shulker boxes. They're going to have hoppers behind them pointing into them, which is the next thing that I've got to place. There's going to be a lot of hoppers. There is going to be a ton of room for shulker boxes, and this is perfect for Scar because he's already using shulker boxes to store everything, so it means he can slap them down in front of the hoppers, use the sorting system, and it will all go into the right spots. Now behind here we also have tons of dropper elevators to bring the items up, and this is where that absurd amount of droppers went to. Like, we've used up most of them here. This whole project is just crazy. Anyway, time for me to do the next step. I've already said it, is to place loads of hoppers here facing into the stone in front of it. Well, I just finished placing a whole bunch of blocks. Boy oh boy, this is taking ages, man. Like, each cut there's like a half hour to an hour in between. It is nuts. Look at that. Yeah, going all the way down here. This one, it felt like it took me more than twice the amount of time it took to make these ones on the side. I don't know why that was. Biggest pain in the butts, though, were the jack-o'-lanterns. You can't put them on top of redstone wire. Do you know what? I don't know if you can put them on top of redstone torch, but I didn't try that, so we'll do that now. No. So what I had to do was replace it with redstone torch, which meant lots of finagling, jumping up and down, and also had to do that with these comparators? Observer blocks, yay, there we go, I remembered. Yeah, had to place those in a similar fashion. Now above there's a torch and a repeater, and I believe it sends the update across. They're all supposed to be on the 4th setting. Yikes, how did I miss that? Or are they? I'll have to double check. These are all supposed to be on the 4th setting, so the repeaters down there. I need to double triple check some of this stuff because there is a lot going on here. I do not want to get it wrong. I believe that they will pass the signal downwards, which is kind of interesting because you can see that this picks up the signal and sends it across. In fact, that kind of goes in a circle, right? But it won't if this is turned on. So when there's items in here, you can see that torch would turn off. It'd also send a signal down there, but then that would sort of work in a circle. So that's actually a clock right there, isn't it? That's really clever. This made me laugh. So I was kind of like right-clicking, holding shift to place hoppers, and accidentally goofed that up. Somehow, where I was clicking was where the ender chest was, and that went in there, and I went, oh no, we've got to go all the way up top, and then bam, it spat it out on top of me. Hilarious stuff. We're almost done here. And that clock is activated. I might have an item roaming around in the system where I've been breaking stuff. I wanted to show you the hopper layout, which I think I might have just done wrong, because now I'm talking, I'm not concentrating. Yep, I've done it wrong. So when you get onto the second side, this one is always pointing into that space. You've got to wrap around like this, and this is how the hoppers go. The next one comes across a little bit more, and then all the way over here, and you end up with this space on the side that you use a chest to send through to the next bit. So this is the end of the line. We won't actually get to see it, but now you can see this one doesn't know what to do. We put a chest on the side here, and that points into it. So that's how the items chain around. So if we go back over to this side, hop onto here, the arrows will let you know where all of the different things are going, and this is where it ends, right? They come back down here after being sorted into the ones in the front, and they go into the chest, and then they can move around into the next system. So all of the bottom hoppers are in place. Now what we've got to do is build a bunch of redstone on top of this that is going to control these hoppers here and lock them and unlock them as the items make their way down, and that allows them to be sorted into the shulker boxes that are in front of them. I'm doing the next bit now, placing in all these rails, which need to be placed in a special order so they don't connect together. Then I was being a dummy, putting the rails down in the wrong space. That's fine, but it gave me a game idea, okay? So these droppers are going to spit the items out, and then I have to catch them before they go back into the hoppers, right? There is definitely a mini game in front of me right here, and with ZF opening the Hermit Frills, or whatever the name of it is going to be, I think we've got a pretty solid idea for a mini game here. I just noticed something. Can you see it? The top of this texture is kind of like the repeater, right? You've got the same shape going on there. It's pretty much like identical shape. So I've done my double and my triple checks. Everything here is kind of looking good, but this is madness, this system. Absolute madness. We're using powered rails to send signals or like redstone signals through updates. Okay, so the rail gets changed, right, and all those observers send the signal to all those repeaters. This system is bonkers. Like, I can't, it's taken me quite some time because I've managed to listen to like 2 or 3 albums whilst doing the last section over here. But there's only a tiny bit left to do, and then it's done, and that is the ceiling, which I want to make sure I get right, because up there we need some hoppers to go from one side to the other, and like down below, some of those are going to wiggle around the other hoppers, so just need to make sure that I get that all right, but then we won't be far from being done. We're very close now. This last bit with the hoppers has been actually quite quick and easy because, as you can see, there's not a lot to do. One thing you must do, though, is rotate this one over here to the side, as I have learned, because you can see we're wiggling them across again. Now, I've kind of run out of droppers. We've only got a stack and a bit left. Actually, no, we've got 2 stacks and a bit. I don't have any more redstone. That's all of my redstone is what I'm saying. So what I might not be able to do is cover all of these with droppers. Now there's been a lot of debate about what you put on top of these hoppers in the past. I can assure you it is absolutely better to put something on it rather than nothing. And recently there's been a lot of talk about droppers versus hoppers. And I'm going to do droppers this time around and put them on top of all of these hoppers, which is something we should do because then it will reduce the lag that all of these hoppers are creating by searching for something above them. Now this lag is kind of minuscule, but when you have it on a large scale like this, it is going to affect the server a tiny bit, and it's best to try and reduce that as much as possible, right? So I want to do that next, and I guess I could start placing all of these, but I can't craft any more. So let's see how many of these we can get on here. So it looked like a large area and that we didn't have enough, but actually there's only a tiny bit more to go. With that redstone, I could actually finish that up, so I think I'll do that. Another thing we're going to do here is put some torches up the top. I'm not going to spam these that much, but let's do something like that, and then maybe over here as well, and that should be more than enough light to stop things spawning up here, which is what they will do, because it's dark, and I just failed to jump, didn't I? Well, I think I can actually say that's it. We've recorded many clips over here. I've gone round, finished up the top of the droppers, added in more torches, added in this, what I'm pointing at here, so Scar can clearly see where to put the shulker boxes. And I can't really do a test, well, You see, the thing is, to test it, you really want to do it with a proper setup. So I need to meet up with Scar and show him how to use this. There's one last thing for us to do, though, which is to add the chest on the side that you access. And this has 2 hoppers below it. I do not believe we need that first one at all. Unless, I guess, you want things to unload quicker, give you more space, and then it like backs up down here a little bit. Yeah, we'll leave that as so. And on the opposite side, it means we're going to need one over here as well. And that doesn't quite look right. The other ones, do they drop off at the same height? No, it's a little bit higher. Why is that one lower then? Am I being... Oh, I am being silly. I'm very glad I didn't just hastily break a hopper, because I would have broke this one, the wrong one. We want to break that one. We want to pick it back up. Did that go into there? I think it did. I think it might go through the system now and actually come into this chest. It's somewhere in the system. Yeah, in theory it should come down here, just very slowly, because you can see all the hoppers are like, or sorry, repeaters are locking the hoppers in front of them. Yep, there you go. Well, that's a sign that it works, to some extent. And yeah, I guess I've got to hand it over to Scar now, so I'll be showing him how to use this, and we'll probably record that and put that in another episode. So we are now back home, and with our Nether hub sort of done and that big project pretty much done as well, we're going to be focusing on the island a little bit. And I just want to address something, which is that we haven't done a lot of aesthetics. It's only got one eye! How did that happen? Oh no! I must have goofed up the redstone over there. I'll check that out in a little bit. So what we haven't done is we haven't gone outside of this area very much, and we haven't done a lot of aesthetics out there, and I do want to get to that real soon, and I feel like it's coming. And I've also noticed just a little bit more frequently lately that there are comments about, you know, why don't you do an aesthetic project, do some building and stuff like that. It's coming, people. It's coming. We're really close to being done here at the moment. I'm going to be working on the floor down here, which won't take us a lot of time, and then we'll be extending our base downwards a little bit. But because most of this up here is pretty much done, we are going to be stepping outside of this area very soon, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just wanted to address that because I noticed a few more comments about people saying do some aesthetic stuff. It'll come, you know, don't worry about it, we'll get there. We have a huge project for this season. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. The liking always makes a difference, and I appreciate it when you do that. Helps support the channel, so thank you as always for your support, and I will see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Bye bye.